streets.
Ask the streets. Ask the streets.
I like that one.
These niggas, they gon' hate on me. Yeah, they all gon' fake on me. They went and turned their back on me. So now I'm gon' make them believe. Yeah, I'm gon' make them believe. Yeah, I'm gon' make them believe. They went and turned their back on me. So now I'm gon' make them believe. These niggas, they gon' hate on me. Yeah, they all gon' fake on me. They went and turned their back on me. So now I'm gon' make them believe. Yeah, I'm gon' make them believe. Yeah, I'm gon' make them believe. They went and turned their back on me. So now I'm gon' make them believe. Mind on the milli, real niggas feel me, fake niggas envy. Niggas smile in my face, chill, but still wanna kill me. In the streets, nigga, it's kill, no joking with the semi. And the young die fast, then they ain't get a chance to see a century. They see a nigga go hard and still reject the work. I lift my head up high and let them bless the work. I sit my ass in the studio, ask them bless the church. I understand.
Mikael, is the Bible literal?
First of all, I'd like to give all honor and praise to our Most High God, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, in the name of His Son, Jesus Christ, the Messiah, and our High Priest. I'd like to thank my brother TJ, that's one of the realest cats. He a real host of the show, too. Like I say, he not a, he don't catfish you in and then start siding with people and dicing up debates and all that. I ain't gonna say no names, but there's people that do that out there, you know what I'm saying? But, what was your first question? Is the Bible literal?
Is the Bible literal? Should we take the Bible literal in some certain scriptures? And when should we take it literally and not literally?
That's a good question. When? Okay, what I found out a long time ago, when people say stuff like the Bible is allegory, and they actually get that from the Bible, that's the funny part. They get that from Galatians chapter 4, where it says these things are allegory. And if you go to Galatians chapter 4, like verse 23 up and there, the funny thing about it is they never read the whole thing. You know, it's a lot of cherry pickers. That's why everybody not qualified to deal with the scriptures. If you read it, it tells you what part of that story is an allegory. It don't mean the whole Bible is allegory. If the whole Bible was allegory, then, it really wouldn't have no reason to, it wouldn't have no importance to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's talking about the story of Ishmael and Isaac and the mothers of the children, one being a slave woman, one being a free woman. That part is an allegory. You see what I'm saying? It's not saying that one wasn't a literal slave woman and one wasn't a literal free woman, but it's the story itself, what it represents, being a child of a slave and being a child of a free person. So that's what that's talking about. So when you read the scriptures, it's like anything else. It has to be put in context. Certain things would be literal, certain things would be figurative. And what I found out is when a lot of times when people say things like the Bible is an allegory or metaphysical and stuff like that, they really don't have an explanation. They can't explain it, or either they don't like what they see. So they just pass it off as allegory. Whenever somebody tell you something is an allegory or metaphysical, make them explain and break down what's the metaphysics of this story. 9 times out of 10 they can't. So that lets you know they just don't agree with it or they don't understand it. So that's a cop-out.
Okay, so like when the Jesus coming back story, and so somebody can say that's a metaphysical story, but
right.
So you saying that's a literal story?
Oh, that's definitely a literal story.
And so, okay, break that down for me then.
It's just like, and I know a lot of people laugh at it. They say, how could you be grown and believe somebody gonna come from outer space and, split the sky open and all that type of stuff. But these same people, a lot of them you will find out either believe the Martians are coming or the planet Nibiru is so many thousands of miles away with giant people on it that's going to get out and beat everybody up. Right. Or they believe in a Neanderthal or Bigfoot or something. So, it's just that they put the focus on it to find a way not to deal with all the other stuff that's in the Bible. Meaning you got to learn discipline. You got to learn how to eat. You got to learn how to treat your fellow man. You got to learn how to treat your family. You know what I'm saying? And it's tied into how you treat your neighbor, which would be community work. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't want that responsibility, so they just pass it off as, that's a nice little mythological book. It got some good stories in it, but I don't take it literal. No, that's because, if it's literal, then that means you literally, if you're going against it, you're going to be in trouble. Right. So that's what that is, bro.
Is there something wrong with myth?
I really don't think it is. I mean, I don't think mythos are actually a bad thing. I mean,
when you look at the history, every nation got a myth.
Every one of them.
And it seemed like, you know, and what I do seem like, it seemed like a lot of atheists in America today, black atheists specifically, they like anti the myth, right? They like almost dogmatic against any type of myth, idea, or concepts. And it's almost like, and you know, and I consider Black America as a new nation in this world of people. And so it's like almost like they're trying to skip a step by taking out the myth and saying, oh, we gonna get rid of that. How you feel about that?
Well, you know, it's funny when you even say that word, when you put that black and atheist together, it's kind of like an oxymoron.
He says oxymoron.
It's an oxymoron, man. I know about the whole atheos and, you know. Shout out to my man Robert West too. It's been a while since I beat you up, Ankh.
Brother Ankh?
Yeah, brother Ankh, man. It's been a while. He used to call me the crazy Hebrew with a perm, hating, man, because my head don't look like his. So I had to tell him one day. Like, oh, it's my beard perm too, brother. I got the same type of hair on my beard, man. But yeah, that's because I used to give him them 3-piece spices in them little chat rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, if you look back in history, I said this 4-5 years ago when that whole Hebrew Kemet thing jumped off when I was with the Hebrew War Machine. Okay. And I told them, man, I said, look, you know, what's funny is, let's see, when they try to call something, you know, when they say we atheists, ancient Kemet didn't believe in deities, didn't believe in gods, they turned everything to netters, which basically mean nature. Okay. The funny thing about this, if you got any lick of common sense, you would know throughout history there has never been a black ancient atheist civilization ever. You can try to find it, you ain't gonna find it. I asked Uncle them to find this years ago and they couldn't, because all black people has always believed in the spiritual world. We didn't all believe in the exact same way. Some believed in one, some believed in a plethora of gods, but we always knew it was something in the afterlife or it was something in a spiritual type dimension. You know, I to be quite honest with you, I always say that atheism, look at that hoe. That boy crucial, you see that?
Yeah, I see.
But I'm obsessed with nature. Y'all love animals and stuff. But yeah, man, you know, so when you look back, you're not gonna find that. And I always say atheism is a European birth defect. And yeah, I believe,
break that down.
I really believe up until the so-called white man, you know, he had his time to rule the world. That's what we in right now. And the thing is, you know, up until he really came on the scene, that atheist thing, or there being no creator, no supreme being, no intelligence in the universe, that thing was unheard of from any other culture, Eastern.
It's Western philosophy.
Yeah, you could use that.
That's Western philosophy. So once that came around, it did seem like it's trying to wipe out and take away the old thought. And my question is, like, how do you think humanity survived this long without Western philosophy? If this isn't the newest thing on the planet,
it's real funny.
All of this stuff is to be just done away with, like it ain't real no more.
It's erroneous, man. It's living in an imaginary world. It's people basically. I go back this way. I have friends that's atheists, and we real good friends. And you know, they really, for the most part, they decent human beings. So we don't get into no type of religious or spiritual debates. You know what I'm saying? I figure as long as they treat they fellow man right, then you know that's between them and the Most High. You know, if he ever turned their heart over to believe and trust in him. But you know, it's really, atheism is a disease, man, and it's starting to infect black people. I've never seen this many black atheists in my life. Never seen it, bro. You got to treat it, you got to cut it out.
Well,
like
you know, maybe it's because the Christian church is running people away. They're getting people up out of there, because I mean, like, that's being broken down. And
yeah.
Okay, let me be fair though. When the Hebrews showed people that same book that the church showing them, it's like, man, it's the same thing. What's the difference? So what's the difference in that?
Well, I would say, what I hear from outsiders, not speaking as a Hebrew Israelite right now, when you talk to people, like I've had people that were straight up atheists, or they was at that point where they was agnostic, meaning they just don't know. But they was ready to just throw the Bible in the garbage can. You know what I'm saying? And you absolutely right. A lot of that is due to poor teachers, poor ministers. Yeah, so you know, like I was saying, when I coming from the outside point of view, I've heard people tell me that was really, they was ready to be through with the book, man. And it, you know, I put the blame on the people who teaching the book. You know, a lot of people are they ill-advised for handling this book. Like they shouldn't be handling it. You know what I'm saying? And it runs a lot of people off. But you know, when you like, so what a cat told me, he said he was ready to give it up. And he said till he seen me break down some scriptures one day. All credit to the Most High. And he said, man, I ain't never heard it talk like that. Like it makes sense. Like it look literal. It look tangible. Right. It don't look so spooky. Right. And that's the problem, man. Spookyism is getting ridiculous in the churches, man. And so I can understand why a lot of people don't like the more commercial way of explaining and teaching the Bible. But when you deal with most Hebrew Israelites, they are more literal with it. And it actually makes more sense to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
If you have questions that you would like to ask the streets, contact us at askthestreetsmedia@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.